we've gone for a bit more of an upbeat start to this one. That was much better. That was more just cracking on with it.
How was it again?
I don't know. Not falling for your bait there. Good attempt. Moron over it. Really trying.
Gotta embrace the moves coming out of you sometimes, James. It's good to
Literally
see.
just that. It's not my moves. Toby's just living the dream. We're not going to spend the whole opening segment again.
Okay, you want to talk about PUBG actually this time around?
But that's what you were trying to do when we were trying to go to a break, so I could fill my belly up and be all happy.
True. What I wanted to say about that one, and it's really short to say, is that it's just funny how we always talk about the military team saying, oh, they should win the military game. But now, I mean, Se7en it's not the same, but it's still bridges mainly. Sure, you can rotate around the eastern side of Vesnaya, but you have that pick and choose whatever compound you want to play from when you're up there early.
See, the reason I'm against that is because with military base, if you get a circle that way, it generally will go military. But if you get a circle that goes towards Se7en,
it can go anywhere.
It's quite open in comparison, right? So true. I guess that's why we focus on it that way. It's like Se7en, if you think about how many times we go up there, we've not had millions of games where we're like, yes, we're ending Se7en. I think we've had one game recently where it's ended Se7en.
It is kind of interesting when it does go in that direction, that is for sure. And now we see Elgiganten jump out early. They'll go down towards Lipovka. Most likely, at least.
I want to see if Tarlans go for Primorsk now, because this is a nice plane for them.
Yeah. Could be they will lose a little time in looting, but it would make sense for them to stick on to it and go all the way down there. Nope, they don't. They jump out early.
They're doing.
But it is equal. I mean, it is equally good plane for what they normally do. We just don't really like them doing it. But again, I mean, I was kind of. I mean, I'm pretty much agreeing with you in the sense that just because you loot someplace doesn't mean you have to win the game because of it. I was just trying to give whoever is the military team of your lobby out there, just give them a little bit of love, because whenever they don't win their games on military, everybody laughs at them.
Yeah, you're supposed to know the terrain better than anyone else. Nah, like everyone probably has eventually at some point dropped military and gone for that, and it's just one of those things, right? It's just how it works out in a lot of these lobbies. And how things go head to head.
Moonwolf. You didn't fly as far as I thought you were going to.
Yeah.
They stopped and they're looting in the middle, pretty much, of for us now. That is very interesting. Edgecast is running up towards... Ooh, that's a western ending. I think Tarlans should have gone prim.
I think they're going to be thinking that as well. They still have
chances to rotate. But for Moonwolf here, we can see it on our screens too. They're landing in the middle of for us right now. And honestly, they could be a bit of a, guys, you ain't gonna take our spot kind of thing, because Tarlans have for us have a chance of breaking it towards top 8. Moonwolf, of course, sitting pretty well in it off of those last couple of games. But look at this, Moonwolf in shelter. That is not something I would have expected to see. And look at the amount of weapons he has here. Gotta love those super settings.
He's well already. He believes someone's gonna be sneaking up on him. Apocalypse, he might come his way, and he's on his own as well, so this could be an easy first kill.
I was gonna say, do they have the slightest clue he's even here? I don't think so.
Bang, now they do.
I mean, and Apocalypse has got to be as confused as any man in the universe right now.
It's like, why?
They have not been contested there for 27 games. Okay, let's say that 6, or a solid couple of them has been on, 12 of them has been on Miramar. But still, that many games, they've never been contested, and all of a sudden, here comes Edgecast. He's probably even had the game muted and still listened to the finishing sounds of his little vocal track there. That's gotta be very confusing for Apocalypse and for Force as well. I mean, we talked about them sitting in 9th place right now, want to make their way into the top, and that's just not the kind of start they would have wanted. You want to go into the last day in a good spot and have to maintain it. You don't have to go up there on the last day.
Yeah, you want to kind of rise now, right, over the past few days, and then at the end think, okay, we just got to play our game. But obviously every game matters on a whole different level, right, depending on how the team's doing it. You might be at the top and you might have set yourself a goal. I want to hit this many points at least. I want to really show my stuff. And again, a lot of it, for some of the teams who aren't probably going to make it, like your Vincos and your Tarlans, this is more about how we maximize the practice here when we have to play future competitions.
Also, I mean, as we said before, there are still things to play for, even if they don't make it into the top 8. It's pretty much all the way down to top 12 that they could be doing those things. And sure, there's still quite a ways there. But Tarlans, I mean, they got themselves a win on Miramar yesterday, and who knows, 4 Miramar games tomorrow. They could they could get things going their way. But of course, the way that they've been playing today, and also for VG, they need to step up their game.
Now, Desperado's got Fate going out quite far forward. He's at Quarry at the moment, but his teammates are lagging behind a little bit, only just getting towards the south of Pachinki. VG have made their way in. Se7en seem to be crashing on towards near Winside as well, going straight down the ferry pier. And they're going lightning fast with it. PG don't have to move. They're in a comfortable spot. This is their area to fight from.
This is picture-perfect rotations from Se7en. Now, they are rotating between teams, but they're minimizing the chance of running into opponents by such a big margin. The only reason they cross into the forest down there is because it's a flat plateau. Sure, you have the trees for cover, but no one's going to be sitting around down there. So they're avoiding as many potential places teams could be trying to keep you from. Really smart rotations coming out from Se7en.
Well, let's see if it can increase their chances of having a better game here, because that's certainly what they're going to need. It's been a disappointing couple of days for them. Even though they are still getting points, they're still in a nice spot overall. It has slowed down.
Indeed it has, and they're playing, I mean, the thing is they're playing right now as everyone else is to a certain extent, of course not as every different game's winner, but they're still averaging the same amount of points as everyone else over these games. It's just that we've been used to see them go out and frag out everyone.
Winside trying to catch these teams on the rotations. Otherwise, does manage to avoid the bullets. The tree's giving him cover as well. That's one benefit, right, when you're driving through that area, is that you are covered by pretty much everything. Because Frank, he's hopped out. And he's seen Yannick. Se7en have their spot, and he wants to do the damage.
A surprisingly high amount of teams going down towards Quarry. Now, we have had a lot of Quarry endings recently.
Yeah.
And that could be one of those superstitious things in teams saying, oh, there are patterns. Oh, things
happening
happen.
again.
We can figure out the circle beforehand. And sure, I mean, the game could go Quarry, without a doubt. But there's a high amount of teams banking on it early, and it's a hard place to rotate away from because it's so open. You know the area down there, guys. You've probably seen it for the most of yourself. It's really a hard place to get out of if you get stuck in there. For us, they're rotating over towards military. They lost the player early, so they're saying we're not going to take any confrontations. Tornado, they seem like they're considering it, but it doesn't seem like they're full-on committed to making that rotation.
This is it, right, where we look at the teams that are coming into their last parts of rotating, and yes, you can sit on the edge here because you don't have that information you need now. So many teams are gambling on Quarry potentially coming in there, but there is still a lot of other space for these teams to work from. Yeah,
the thing is, Quarry is going to give you two things. First of all, it's going to give you a lot of vision because it's open. Second of all, it's going to give you a lot of vision because it's a high ground place of the area, a high ground position of the area. You can get a great view over towards Swarm. You can look over towards the hills and the forest and the southwest side where Yannick is right now. And it's just, I mean, if you want to sit anywhere to get info, that's what you want to do, or that's what you would want to do. Either that or sit up on the hills north of where Desperado is sitting right now.
Yeah, and Desperado got there nice and early. Remember, they sent Fake first, rushing in, and then everyone else grouped up with him.
Yeah, considering how much everyone rotated around on top of one another, it's actually kind of surprising that we didn't see more than one person get killed. And that wasn't even in that rotation phase. That was previous to that. Now, we do have 4 teams making their way in from George Bull, Swarm, Out of War, 3D Max, and also Quickmath are up there. And you can see Elgiganten now kind of caught out in the open, and Soda from far away, using his bullets to try and see he can get himself some early kills. Not going to happen, though.
Yeah, quite the distance to try that up.
Yeah.
Respect it, though. Go for it. Why not?
Only 56 spare bullets, though. I don't know what his spare weapon is, but hopefully it's a 5.56 gun. Or VSS. Who knows?
VSS. You know, I love it.
Yep.
We haven't got a dedicated VSS player anymore, though.
Not anymore. Not
Disappeared.
anymore.
Big rips.
Finkwin was our VSSer, but he's not here anymore. And Havogi, he's our armor. And that's, of course, also a thing you want to play around with. If you can consistently play with an AWM, then you're going to be really happy and satisfied with that. Of course, it's just a matter of getting it. That's the tricky part. But Havogi has gotten himself that level 3 gear as well. And they're going to be making their way on through from here forward in just a short moment's time. Look at Moonwolf. They're still looting on the East Coast.
They are taking their time.
We're not in a hurry. We made it into top 3.
Now we're hearing these shots between 4AK and Elgiganten. They've got Winside nearby as well. And Winside the boom, he's split off from the rest of his team. They're over towards the west, and he's pinned down.
VG as well. Look at Blue's position down in the forest. I like the fact that they have one down here, but there's a big chance that teams could be coming down. Even like we saw with Quickmath last game. It's a good split to have now, even for the next circle, but odds are that those teams that will be taking that position will get there before your teammates will. Wow. We talked about the potential of a quarry ending. Now it could even be a Primorsk ending. Keep in mind that the next circle doesn't have to go on land either, so it could shift even further out towards the coastline. Everyone's going to be rotating harder, and this beach is going to be D-Day all over, but no one's going to try and get on the beach. No one's going to try and get off it. They're just going to try and traverse across it, and it's going to be extremely tricky for all these teams to see it already now. What?
Noki.
What?
Quick on the trigger finger. Rip's broken out of the car, and Hydrix styles on by, runs him over, and really scrubs his face into that ground.
That is what you get for killing us last game, he said to Swarm as they came rotating on through. Holy double headshot from Noki there. In all fairness, he should get headshotted out of his vehicle now too. Rip, can you do it?
No. He's not taking he's just looking.
Oh.
He's having a goosey gander. But he won't be finding any kills coming in. Acerino trying to rotate on in. He's taking a couple of shots of damage. There are multiple teams shooting at him.
How is that buggy still driving it? 2 wheels popped immediately. Now it spins out, but he does manage to get his way out of it.
Oh, he jumps in straight into another fight there. Acerino's like, all right, I can deal with this. He's shooting at Ronnie, who's trying to run himself up the hill, but he's also got more shots coming out. There's nades galore firing off. Acerino's like, where is the cover? Where is the help? And Ronnie Craig gets the kill and will put him to rest.
Guys, I need help.
Oh, we
maybe
got a
should have
double
been down
cover.
there to begin with. That is a tough one. We talked about the beach going to be a place for confrontations. Multiple teams have yet to make their way into it. You can see Tornado Energy. They're like, guys, do we take boats from here? I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to do from this position. That EXO ain't gonna happen, buddy. Your teammate could have told you that just before. The amount of time that this was spent between him going in and his teammate doing it before was only time that the teams used to settle down and get even into better positions.
Now Tarlans. Are they sure they know how to do this? Waggo, here's what's going on. He runs up. He's on the spray down. They are trying to hold on to this. Big spray down coming out. He runs out of bullets. How much can he get done here? He's got the 3 times on it. Continues to spray onto him. He can't make them boom. And it's not going to happen, but will someone else put an end to him?
How are they all still alive?
So much damage.
The chance for him to hit a player is bigger than not hit a player when there are 3 guys in the vehicle at that distance. They barely even took damage. They didn't. Only Erangel was even hit. What?
That is called count your lucky stars. Because my, oh my, in any other situation, we would have seen teams blow up and be finished off.
It's like those movies where they go, that was easy, and he takes his arm, but he's like bullet holes throughout his entire shirt and his pants, but it did not hit him at all.
He had the John Wick suit on that eats the bullets up.
Holy cow. Example, look at this. There's the shoreline beast. Moonwolf under fire. Smoke is getting darker. Where's the fire? Where's the explosion? There it is.
2 go down, and Moonwolf are going to be crying. They took the longest time to rotate over. The boat goes boom, and they've still got 2 more players also making their way just north of military base at the moment. Will Tornado find them as well?
That second shift did not grant them anything they would have wanted. Moonwolf, that is. Tornado Energy, they're sitting on the wrong side of things. They're still out on the military island. They, of course, got themselves 2 points off of that. But now let's see Circle, Circle, oh, Circle, where are we going?
Oh, it's Primorsk. When that cuts off the water, my God.
It can't cut off the water. I mean, it has the center on the road, right? Like, it has the center somewhere on the road, but there's no way it's going to cut out all the water.
But on the next circle it will, right?
Yeah, it has to cut out as much water as it can, but there's no way, like, the circle is too big to not have some water in it.
Okay, this is the play. If you've got a boat now, you just sit outside.
You just chill on the edge.
And you just hide behind it and wait.
I don't even think that's going to be possible. You see, Nick sees there are too many people to shoot at. He cannot get the damage done to either of them. What is up with these people and spraying at vehicles? Somehow they all make it through.
The vehicles have suddenly got reinforced armor for everyone.
Yeah, no kidding.
Taking extra damage, making it happen. But not making it happen for Elgig. Finally, they blow up. Hugstar and Deegs go down, and they will have no chance of breaching anything else.
This circle is absolutely brutal. A lot of teams settled for Quarry, and a lot of them has made their pushes down towards the forest on the southern side, and even more players have full-on committed into Pachinki.
Finally, by the way, Washout and Edukos have actually found themselves out of the blue. It's the first time, and now they're going to be thinking, but where do we go?
There isn't anywhere to go, to be quite honest. They can commit to a shack on the eastern side. They're going to be shifted out next circle. If they want to go into the forest, they know that's going to be filled with players, and that hilltop is taken too. I'm not seeing them getting into this next one alive, unless if they take one of those shacks out east. Honestly, the best thing they could do is full-on rotate north now. Just go uphill and around, but there's no way for them to know that it's clear. It's only us knowing.
Buster will finish off Encelenza though. Quickmath struggling. Nelos, it's not what you want to do, especially if you've already lost 2 of your teammates, my friend.
His teammate is with him though, fortunately, so the rest is coming in, but that's a dangerous, dangerous place to get knocked.
Especially with how many teams are around.
Exactly. Moonwolf now crashing on the bike. Where are they heading though? They're going down the road, and somehow they're still both alive, but that's gonna be one out, and that's gonna be what? Watch out. That's a little cover for you, I guess.
He's like, I've got this one house. I got my greenhouse. I'm happy. It's got multiple levels. I'll hear what's going on. I'll probably be needed to death.
Yeah, you would assume so at least. The thing is, though, at least the good thing about this spot is that even the guys on the other side, they have to worry about teams from the city shooting at them if they do decide to push into nade range. Nelos and Savage, they do go down. Mailman again. He had a 9-kill game in the game 1 today. Now he's starting to frag out once more. Multiple teams getting torn to pieces now. Aaliyah gets one tuck, caught on the wrong side of the road here alongside Aaliyah, but they have Art of War just across.
Art of War under pressure though. 2 players knocked already. Memo straight down and out of it.
There's just nowhere to lay low here whatsoever.
Tony's got the shack and he's like, oh, I can just try and fire and give some cover fire potentially. Stella now, it's the 2nd player we've seen knocked down for them. They're again not in the best positions to keep fighting out here. They're just trying to come in. The circle pops, and we do discount a lot of the water here, but Primorska's still involved.
And also, you gotta keep in mind, that was circle 4. That was when the water had to be excluded. Now it can go back out there as much as it wants to again. James is smiling all over his face. He's like, chaos, bring it.
I do enjoy those endings. I know the players don't. I know I'm hated for saying it, but my God, it makes my job a lot of fun.
That's what makes you a caster.
Yes.
Mole-man, bada bing, bada boom.
Wow. His body fully rolled. It's like,
just nothing you can do there. Absolutely nothing. And everything considered, I mean, for AK, they must have had at least 5 or 6 teams rotate past them. The fact that they don't have more than 3 kills is actually kind of surprising to me. But then again, of course, every time they shoot, as you can see here, they have to be worried about other teams from the shoreline shooting over towards them. Or from the forest, I mean. Pelsish? Are they going to run over Maka?
Doesn't even know Marga's there. This could actually work out quite well. Marga,
hello?
One. Oh, he can't land all the shots though. Marga, what? That is not acceptable. He only gets 1 knocked. He's got 2 Euro above him. Panko needs to actually jump onto this. This is a dangerous spot for both these teams now, and no one's going to benefit from it.
Where's Panko in all of this? He even saw the vehicle come down.
He obviously thought he could handle it, but that obviously wasn't the case. 2 Euro does get eliminated. That is Quickmath going down, but that cost them everything.
That was really, really not optimal. I guess it's the nicest way I can put that. Sure, you can miss those sprays every now and again, but especially with them being in a position this far down the leaderboard, they had a win yesterday, there's just no room for those type of mistakes.
Art of War may have won the last game, but Tony is now the only one still standing, and he's got Swarm looking at him wherever he turns, wherever he decides to go. There is not a lot of room for him.
Does Swarm know the Phantom is there?
Oh my, oh no. Oh.
Phantom ran out of the shack over here at some point. I don't know when he did, but he ran over here, sat right behind him. Phantom just talked to Hitrick earlier. He was the placement grinder. It seems like Phantom is up to the same race, but it's going to be a hard one, though, this time around.
The benefit for Phantom, he does have his teammates near him as Art of War will get picked apart. They're all going down. Tony's the one to fall, and Tarlans are not far behind them.
See Noki and Wacko, they're sitting pretty center in it, but their teammate is miles off, and he's running straight into all of PG-18 in just a moment. Mailman is going to get flushed off there. That's going to be Stella out as well. They had a rough rotation. Mailman went down in flames just before, and now Vac took a AWM to the chest.
Yeah, and he'd only just managed to get himself out of the blue as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Just comes out and sees, oh, great, this is happening, isn't it?
Imagine this one going southwest, James. I know you would like it, but holy cow, that would just be hard. It's going to shift out of the forest, and it would shift out of the city too.
So Stella have had a 12th just then, a 14th in game 2, and a 14th in game 1. It has not been great for them, and they need to reset themselves mentally, come back into this game stronger, and play like we've seen them play before. Because if I am them, I'm feeling very nervous, the fact that we've only got 1 more game left for them to play specifically.
And the thing is, for us, they're still alive.
Yeah.
They're still alive, and they were just, what did we say, 6 points down right now, coming into this. So it was even 5, I think. And they're alive. They've had kills already.
7 points total, just on the quick math in my head.
Yeah, they've had kills now already as well, and they're still alive, and there's a chance they get into placement points too, of course, depending on this. circle. How rude do you want to be to us, buddy?
South.
It does. There's still water. There's still open beach, and there's still a forest going downhill, and very little of Prim left remaining.
Swarm have still got 3 players alive as well. PG-18 in a good spot. Phantom is actually going to be quite happy because 3D Max are all in it, but like they're all split.
Phantom is not going to do anything from up there. He's just going to lay low and let Nogi and Wacko take all the pressure. Even if they do go down, there's nothing you would be able to do to help them.
No, they found 2 kills already, which isn't too bad. They only lost 1 player. They've got Winside Moon close by. They can watch all the other teams that will be potentially rotating in front of them.
I was going to say, this is what's going to be important for Wacko, though. He needs to make sure that Swarm don't cross over to Phantom's side. If you can keep your teammate alive up there, that could be you potentially getting a placement, because he is on the really quiet side of the circle.
Now, 4AK have got quite the run ahead of them. They're furthest away from this new circle pop, but they are well aware of everyone around them. They've been here for the longest time, and they've been picking up a good amount of few kills. I think they're up at like 4 or 5 now.
And they need to time it right, too, because you can see them. There's a chance that Se7en is going to spot them out, sure, but if they can time it with PG fighting off Desperados, that could be Se7en trying to third-party that. If they can push into the back of that afterwards, that would be absolutely insane for them. You can see they're spotting them out. Se7en already starting to make their rotation on over the road. Oh, they start shooting, though. That is a little short-sighted, in my opinion. Northwest starts shooting now, and he's going to get spotted out, and that is going to leave them to know there's going to be people coming from this direction. They're not in the safe yet. Should have waited.
Yeah, the element of surprise has been lost, but Se7en, they're busy with Desperado for now. PG-18 up on the hill as well, which means the Desperados aren't careful. If both teams start shooting them, they're going to find this tougher than tough to get further in here.
Yeah, they could have had a really good element of surprise with all the players shooting over towards them instead of just one player that made it across early on. Now they do manage to make it over. They have to go further west, though, in order to get inside this circle. Kravik, we see here, trying to do anything to stay alive. Edel is going to go down to the players from the team, and Buster now down as well. Se7en is in for a rough one here.
Yeah, no hope of bringing those players back up. Calvin Klein's going to go in for the finish off wherever he can as Kravik. The wall of smokes is being put up, but can he make it? Will the shots come out towards him and he just get picked off? He's getting the heel on and he's going to have to make a run for it.
How many more smokes do you have? 2 Tornado Energy down in 11th place. Couldn't get a whole lot more going their way. Unfortunately, they'll look to bounce back in that last game. Fake, trying to crawl on back, but also Milman. Milman did have quite a few kills in this game, I do believe, though. So even though they get 11th, they still get quite a few points with it.
Vinco still got Soda and Blue, who have been down here since the very beginning. That 2-2 split Vinco had, 2 in Primorsk and 2 just outside, may eventually work out for him here. They're nearly in the top 8 position.
Circle.
Wow.
Hard shifts. Oh my. Okay, so for those of you guys who can't see it right now, just hard shifted northwest. Somehow Phantom was on the, like, he had 10 meters to the circle edge 2 circles ago, and he's still inside it. It has hard shifted towards him twice now in a row. Look at this one. There is no compounds, there are 2 small shacks, and there's a big hill and an open beach. That is what all these 27 players have to fight around.
And you know what? Swarm being over on the far western side, they're going to be happy as hell because PG-18, Desperados, and 4AK have all got to deal with each other around this kind of eastern part.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are the most competitive towards the Swarm at the moment.
And that's what I'm saying. If Phantom can stay put up on the northern side there, he is not going to be in for a rough one whatsoever. Everyone else will be fighting all over the place. You can see PG-18, they're not even worried about players being up here right now. They only have to focus on Desperado and holding them outside the circle.
Yeah, keep him at bay and allow other teams to engage with him and potentially take him out. As Se7en go out in 10th, Kravik was the final member left alive. And the headshots come in towards him.
Yeah, the thing is right now, the blue is starting to do so much damage that they cannot just say sit and wait for it. They need to continuously run on forward, and now the damage is starting to be applied. These had a nice off-angle position, gets down 1 nail up, got one with the nade as well, and McAlvin, you can see, trying to crawl around the side here, but Dees has to spot him out.
Yeah, will they keep an eye on him as 4us go out in 9th?
Great place from Calvin, this. Great place from Calvin. He's going to catch them off guard, that's for sure.
Finds himself one. He's going to go straight in for the flush. He knows these kills are important, but will he be able to get it? Yes, he does, but he's heavily under pressure here.
So 4us and VG go down just before us. Will Calvin 3 to 3 to 3. Just make your way forward, run up that hill. You still have Coltamenta in play. He's getting healed up at 4AK. We talked about them potentially being able to third party, and they're coming in from behind now.
They're looking to get all these kills, and PG and the team from 4AK completely rip apart Desperado. Phantom moved up to have a look what was going on and went, oh, okay, I'll just leave this be.
Does leave him exposed, though, and it allowed the fact that he focused on that side over the road allowed for Aaliyah to cross over. We've seen what Aaliyah can do in a split-off position, just like we saw Calvin do right there. Phantom can not only look this way anymore. He knows that he lost vision on the beach. He knows that Noki and Wacko had to focus into Primorsk, and he cannot allow for a player to sneak up behind him.
Winside though, Gifted Rue and Moon. Gifted Rue finds himself being picked apart, and Moon has been stuck in this spot for so long now, and Swarm finally discover him.
He's been chilling there for the longest of time, but he's still inside the circle. Next one can still go anywhere, so maybe, oh maybe, he'll get a hard chip down towards him and get himself an even better placement than the 50 he's already gotten. Oh,
Waggo pokes out. He wants to join up with Noki, but this might be harder than he estimated because... Yeah. Even with the smokes down, 4AK are keeping their wits about them, and it benefits 4AK and PG here, who have still got to go head-to-head, and Swarm, they're going to be sat there thinking, well, we've got an easy run in, and we don't actually have to cross the road just yet.
Got to keep in mind, 4AK still 3 guys up. Sure, PG does as well, but they're really split right now, and 4AK, they're pushing on up together.
Nemrith poked out there as well, so they know exactly where he is. Yannick needs to move and help him out. The nade goes in towards Nemrith, and...
Bounce off on the wrong side. Second one.
Oh my god, he still doesn't get knocked down. Nailup's come in the meantime, but Nix is going to come in and get the knock in. Nemrith trying to reply.
Nice
does
timing.
manage to do it. He's got low health, but how much more can he do? Yannick's working his way into this and trying to get the job done, but Havoki's on the elimination, and that's the way you get it done. PG-18 go out in 5th.
Oh my lord, Northwest cancelled the rest to get down Yannick. I was saying, Havoki, how in the universe can you push on this when your teammate is resting? We always talk about these things, how when you have one team, like one resting, one is down, you have to defend the guy resting. But Northwest spun around, cancelled the rest, got the finish on off, and now they're back up to 3 again. 4AK, we talked about this before. We saw them doing on Miramar too. Once they're 4 guys together, moving as one, they're really hard to deal with.
Ooh, Moon, he spots out, and Aaliyah was just waiting for him. It's like, you going to leave your shack? Don't do it. I'll be ready for you.
Boink.
And then Waggo comes in, lands the headshot, Moon goes down, and Winside grab 4th.
Not a whole lot more you could do, but everything considered, that's a good placement, especially considering where they're sitting in the leaderboards right now. I believe they're sitting in 7th place, so every single point they can get here are points well received. This split from Venom now could actually come to help 3D Max quite a bit. He can really have a surprise angle on a lot of teams here.
Yeah, because he's not made any noise. He went and had a look. Yeah, he went to have a look right at the Desperado lineup and see what they were doing. But since then, so much has gone on that if 4AK aren't keeping their wits about them, they will be finding themselves pincered because Waggo and Noki are soon going to be meeting the rest of the 4AK players, and Swarm have got this lower ground to work from.
And this is going to have them confused too, because once they realize this 3D Max down here, they're going to be like, wait, wasn't there a 3D Max player on the other side just before? That's not going to make any sense to them whatsoever. Now it does go down. Waggo gets knocked, as you can see here, they're full on focused on it. 10 kills already.
Phantom needs to go. He can hear what's happening. Waggo's finding himself taken out. This is less than ideal. Swarm have seen the shots coming in, and they are starting to come closer to this. Phantom could be a huge, scary surprise for both teams here.
Got to throw it in there too. We talked about back-to-backs yesterday. Sukdenam is the only one in all of Phase 2 that has done it. Swarm has a chance.
No, Moonwolf got back-to-backs now, technically.
Oh, well, not in this. Okay. Doesn't count when it's not on the same day.
Still 2 wins.
Doesn't count when it's not on the same day.
Don't take it away from the Swarm.
There's a chance here. 3v3v1. Noki is by himself. He has the circle though, and 4AK needs to move on forward.
Oh, I love this. The discipline. Oh, and then he found by Nixie. They run round him, they finish him off, and that'll be 3D Max thinking, okay, now that didn't work out, what do we do from here? Because Noki is far, far away, and they know exactly where he is.
Swarm was on the quiet side for the longest of time. Now they're up ahead and in front here with the potential of doing good engagement. They haven't taken a lot of damage their way. They haven't really been spotted out by a lot of players. Drone, though, taking damage towards him. Aaliyah, unfortunately, not in the position to spot him out, but they have plenty of nades, and their utility is still, and Kevlar as well, for that sake, is still up at a top-notch point. And the thing is, I do not think 4AK have a whole lot of helmet and vest remaining.
So many nades going up now. Noki can hear what's going on, and he doesn't want to move. He's actually not in a bad position for this circle either. As 4AK up at 12 kills now, they started to challenge this fight against the Swarm, but I don't think they realized what they were trying to do here because the Swarm are ready for it. Tok will find himself going down, though. Can they get the finish off and flush him out? There's no way he's going to be survived.
There's no way they're anticipating Noki down here either at this point. You can see the way they're pushing down. They don't know whether it's a 3D Max or Swarm player at this point. Aaliyah? Hello? Do you spot him? Nope.
Wow.
Sure spotted him.
So lucky there for the Swarm. Nades are now going to come out towards them. Havoki trying to sideswipe it while this goes on. If they can be kept busy and he comes down with this high ground advantage, he might be able to pick him off before they can straight away retaliate.
Great positioning from Havoki up here too. He's going to get so much info for his team. His spots.
Oh!
Holy cow, Aliyah spins around and gets damage done in return. 10 kills, make that 12 kills for Nixty so far in 4AK. Great game for them, whether they win it or not.
And now this is where it gets scary for 4AK. You're down and you've got 2 versus 2 and you've not really realized that Noki is still there from 3D Max. We've got his little camera down here, the solo cam for Noki, and he is just hoping these fights continue so he can step up and potentially take a second place here. Because this fight between the Swarm and 4AK is the one that's going to go down. Now, can Tok actually be revived if it comes to safety? Havoki's going to be finished off, and this could be the number advantage that Swarm need here. Nixty's playing into it. He's spraying it out. Alea's able to do so much damage, though, but they trade and just thrown themselves out here. They don't want to get into the fight, and once again, Northwest, he's under pressure as well, but no one can seem to finish him off.
Nogi does not want to do anything here. The fight is continuously happening. Tok does go down, so 1-for-1 down. Aliyah take it down through the smoke. Nixty's doing all the damage right now, and Drone by himself, but Noki, oh Noki, when are you gonna step up here and do some damage?
Noki, it was your time to strike, and that is now. You've got to get this job done. He comes out spraying onto him. Is he able to hit the shot? Noki's trying it, then he has to hide behind the tree. Northwest looking for him. The knock comes in. 3D Max, can they pull this off? Nixty's is actually quite low on health. Does he want to go for it? Noki has all the information, and Noki pulls it off. He gets the win with 9 kills, and he comes out of nowhere. The split that happened back at like phase 4 was insane. You had Phantom all the way up at the north. You had the other 2 players down in Primorse. They were completely split away. They lost a player early on from the opening rotations that came out there. And Noki, he bided his time perfectly. He sat there, tick-tock, tick-tock. Here's the shots going on, and then gets the job done. Huge work coming out from him.